am here as the current president of the European Alliance UNITA, and it's my pleasure to welcome you to this seminar, Research at UNITA and its hubs. It is a clear reality that any university should develop competitive programs of research and innovation, not only by the intrinsic value of research and innovation, but also by the influence of these activities in education, in the students, mainly if we work in a framework of research-driven formation. In this regard, we need to try to develop a research program in the originally selected areas on the basis of the present potential of the partners universities, but going beyond the single addition of these potentials. This seminar, first of all, Frederic Marias, the responsible of the joint research project, will present the cartography of our hubs. Then Dr. Martin Penny, responsible for the head of unit for the International Cooperation Policy of the European Commission, will present the funding opportunities of the European Union, and I want particularly acknowledge the presence of Dr. Penny in this seminar. And finally, the rectors of our doctorate schools will introduce our future joint research PhD program. It is then clear that the thematic of the seminar is much more interesting than these welcome words. So I pass the floor to Professor Frederic Marias to begin with the seminar. Frederic.
Thank you very much, Mr. Rector. Good afternoon to everyone. Good morning as well, because I think that some of us are on the other side of the ocean. Or anyway, hello. As José Antonio said a few minutes ago, I'm Professor Frederic Marias, and I'm the leader of the work package devoted to research and innovation within UNITA. So I think I need to share my screen. It's going to be better. Is that okay for everyone? Can you see my screen? As a very brief introduction about UNITA, I do not know if all of you know exactly what it is, but we were successful in answering the call from the European University Initiatives in 2020, and by now UNITA is composed of 6 partners across Europe. So there are more than 165,000 students and 13,000 staff members. The main topics of UNITA is related to rural and mountainous territories, and we have 3 main disciplinary pillars which are connected to cultural heritage, circular economy, and renewable energy. The project is organized in 8 work packages, among which we've got the work package 4, which is devoted to research and innovation, and this is especially on that work package that I will give some information today. We have a possible extension. Indeed, we are already 10 partners by now. I was wrong when I said we were 6. Now we are 10 partners within UNITA. And of course, we've got the associated partner among the network Gemini, for which you all belong to. And finally, UNITA is also a member of the 4U2 Alliance, which is the alliance of the European universities that were awarded at the second wave of the call for European universities. Okay, just a brief overview of how is organized the UNITA and how it works. We've got the governance board, which is composed of the rector of the universities, some council, and the 8 task force that I was speaking about a few minutes ago. And so today, I'm going to give some information about WP4. WP4 Research and Innovation, that's the work package which is linked to research activities. So very briefly, we are by now at almost 1 year and 4 months after the starting of the project. But dealing with WP4, the first year was devoted to the design of the research and innovation hubs that I will speak about in the coming minutes. So we here you've got more or less the timeline that we had last year. So at first we first a call for expression of interest during the beginning of year 2021, which has the aim to record all the research activities that were done within our 6 universities and on the topic of cultural heritage, circular economy, and renewable energy. We had at the beginning almost more than 600 answers to that call, and then with some works that was done by the embryos of the hubs, we were able to create the first cartography that group together all the projects that are being done in research in our universities. At present time, I do not say more about this because I will show the extent of the cartography by now. So during the first year, we also have the opportunity to organize a call for co-tutel because France was able to provide 8 grants to inside the WP4. So we were able to organize a co-tutel call, and this this gave us the opportunity to start with some PhD co-tutel among the Alliance. There was also some other co-tutels that came from UNITA, but that were not at the beginning inside this call. Then by the mid of July, we had some first face-to-face meeting that were organized in Pau for cultural heritage, in Chambéry for renewable energy, and in Timisoara for circular economy. And the aim of these meetings was to prepare the meeting, the seminars that were the real start of the hubs, and that took place into Zaragoza for circular economy, in Torino for cultural heritage, and in Covilla for renewable energy. And that was the real start of the hub indeed. So the first year of the project was, you have it on this timeline, and we had successive steps in order to be able to build the research and innovation hubs in which by now the research activities are going to be done. So some more details about the PhD co-tutel call. So we had 8 available grants from Pau and USMB, and we organized the call in 2 phases. The first step of the process was it was associated to the fact that the researchers have to propose some PhD project, and these PhD projects were firstly analyzed by the embryos of the hubs, and then some of them were awarded. And for those who were awarded, there was a second call for students to enter this co-tutel. So very briefly, dealing with the co-tutel that came from Pau, we've got one between Pau and Covilla, one between Pau and Chambéry in in Turin, pardon, in renewable energy, 2 in cultural heritage between Pau and Timisoara, and Pau and Turin, and the last one between Pau and Covilla is around circular economy. Dealing with the grants that came from Chambéry, from USMB, 2 are in the fields of renewable energy and are associated between Chambéry and Zaragoza. 1 in cultural heritage between Pau and Torino, and 1 in circular economy between Chambéry and Torino as well. So actually, the co-tutel started in October 2021, so it's very recent. Second very important activity is about the cartography. So I'm sorry, I will try to split between my screens. So many apologize if it does not work that well. Okay. I don't know if you can see now the cartography itself.
Yes.
Yes. So the cartography is in this tool. You have here the 10 university by now. Do not take too much care about these last 4 because those are the new partners that have joined us, and they have not completely fulfilled the call for expression of interest. But you can see here, for example, the 6 main universities and the 3 thematics. So, for example, if we are looking for in Torino activities in renewable energy, and if we want to see the projects that are associated to hydropower, then you've got here the 3 projects that are associated to Torino and hydropower. And if you click on this project, then you've got some more information about the project itself. So as information, I'm sorry, I don't know what happened. Okay, as information, you've got a summary of the activity, some keywords, the university and laboratory in which the project is being done. You've got also, the progress of the progress stage of the activity. Well, I don't know what happened. I'm sorry. Okay, here it is. And the other members of the alliance that are involved in the project, some publications, and the personal information of the leader of the project. So the name and email address. So this tool is very convenient to have information about what are the projects that are being carried out within the alliance. So by now, this cartography is fully available to everyone. It's public. And so if some of you are interested in gathering some information about the projects that are being undergone within the alliance, then I strongly encourage you to go into that cartography. I think that the link will be provided in the slide, in the copy of the slides that we will send you after. A very important step in our research activities dealing with the research and innovation hubs were the seminar that we had by the mid of October. So this was really the start of the research and innovation hub. We've got a picture of the hub of circular economy. The meeting took place in Zaragoza. Here we've got a picture of the research and innovation hub in renewable energy, and the meeting took place in Covia at UB. And here we've got a picture of the meeting of cultural heritage hub that took place in Torino. So really, this was for a lot of researchers the opportunity to meet each other and to start thinking about taking together some projects. Some few information about the way the work package 4 works, actually. So we've got a coordinating committee, and the coordinating committee of the work package is composed of the coordinator, so it's me, and 1 representative from each university. This representative has to have activities around research. And the coordinating committee is composed of the board of directors, so the director and deputy director of each hub. So 2 persons for the renewable energy hub, 2 persons for the renewable cultural heritage hub, and 2 persons for the circular economy hub. So here is the composition of the coordinating committee. So here you can find me, you can find the representative of each university, and here the hub director that are going to present to give you some more information about the activities they have in their own hub. So the main role of this coordinating committee is that it ensures the general coordination of research activities within the 3 pillars of UNITA. This is the link between research activities that is being carried out in UNITA and the management committee of UNITA, which is the place where we exchange about all the work package, all the activities that are being done within UNITA. So this coordinating committee make the connection, and this is also an important place because this is in this committee that the activities of the hub can be presented to the universities who belong to UNITA. So we have almost a meeting every month. Dealing with the research and innovation hubs. So by now the director, the nomination is no more on the process. I'm sorry, the nomination process is completed. And the main objective of the hub is to develop research activities and collaboration and to answer some call from Horizon Europe to develop some co-tutelle and to have some scientific activities together. So there is almost one meeting every month for each hub, and we plan to have a seminar every 6 months. So one online every 6 months, and probably one physical every year. Dealing with the hubs, they are also composed, each hub is composed of the board of directors and also of a task force. So this task force is being composed of 6 to 18 persons, and it has to address some specific topics like research, so science, European projects, co-tutelle. It has to ensure the link between training and research, because in the frame of UNITA, we need to produce some micro-credentials, some summer and written school, and some of them should be highly correlated to research activities. And so that's the goal of the hub, to ensure these activities. And finally, there is also an important role. It's to ensure partnership with industrial partners, socioeconomic partners, and also to build some micro-credentials devoted to partnership. Here is almost our Gantt diagram for the things that we need to do within the WP4 of UNITA. So at present time, we are almost there. So you can see that the first year was completely devoted to the design of the hubs. And now we are going to we have already entered the 2 tasks that we need to fulfill. So the first one is connecting research and learning. And the second one is energizing the territories in which belong UNITA. So the activities are really starting now. So we have some micro-credentials to produce, some summer school, some deliverables to European Commission, but the work is in progress. Dealing about the future work that is being done by now. So we have some deliverables that we need to send to the European Commissions, like summer and winter school, micro-credentials. We would like next year to answer COFUN, doctorate COFUN program, so that we're able to get money to have more co-tutelle projects together. And we would like, of course, to have some Horizon Europe projects that are being raised by the different hubs. We will, of course, have some seminars of each hubs. We will have very soon now a second call for co-tutelles within UNITA. This year we will receive grants from UBI, UNITO, and probably UVT, maybe also UNISA. All of this is being is under process at present time. And what we are going to do, starting probably by the beginning of March, is that we will have every Thursday at from 12 to 12:30 weekly online research presentation. So each week, one of the hub will give some research presentation of an activity that is being done within its hub. It will be a convenient way to speak about what is the research activities that is being done in UNITA to all the students and all the staff members that belong to UNITA. We will also ensure some connection with our stakeholders, and of course, we would like to emphasize to develop the link with our Gemini partners. Here you've got the list of the deliverables that we need to fulfill, but I'm not sure that's the most important now. So now I think it's time for some short slide about Re-UNITA, because Re-UNITA is a connect project to connects project to UNITA, and its name is Research in UNITA. But in this project, we do not have any research activities, but instead, the main goal of the project is to prepare the structuration of the research within the European University. So we've got some work packages that are devoted to define a common roadmap, an agenda for the research within the European University, strengthening human capital and think about how the human resources evolve within the European University, creation of a network of shared infrastructures, reinforcing cooperation within non-academic actors, and involvement of citizens with our activities. So I just say a few words about Re-UNITA, because the name is Research in UNITA, but there is no research activities indeed in that program. It's only the structuration of research. So now I think it's time for me to give the floor to each hub. So I will start with the hub in cultural heritage. So I leave the floor to Laurence Roussillon-Constanti. Good afternoon, Laurence. The floor is yours. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much, Frederic. And good morning, good afternoon to you all. So I'm Laurence Roussillon-Constanti. I'm professor in English Studies at the University of Pau in France. And in the hub Cultural Heritage, I actually work in tandem with Jennifer Cook from the University of Turin. I don't know if she can turn her camera on.
Yes.
Okay, Jennifer, if you want to say a few words.
Good afternoon to everyone. I'm Jennifer Cook from the University of Turin, and I'm an art historian, and my specialty is museum studies and art theory.
That's it. And my field is Victorian literature and the arts. So this is the hub Cultural Heritage. There are quite a few participants in the hub. In the task force, so in the group of people who are really working with us on a monthly basis, there are 17 of us. And when we met in Turin, we were lucky because we were able to actually travel in October. There were actually 86 people attending. So I think 58 people were able to travel from all sorts of places, and 28 people attended online. So you can see that in the hub there are many projects. In fact, in the cartography we had about 274 projects. Okay, and we'll tell you more about the definition we gave to cultural heritage, because indeed it is a very vast and inclusive subject. The first meeting of the task force was at the end of November 2021. And the after Turin was 14th and 15th of October. In Turin, we gave a title to the encounter we had, and we called it Empowering Vulnerable Communities in Marginalized Areas. And we had we had a number of roundtables, and we had discussions and so on. And perhaps Frederic, you can go to the next slide, please. Okay. So the main thing for us was to, as you can see, could you please mute your microphone? Thank you. So for cultural heritage, the definition we decided to follow was a bit basic, and we thought it was the easiest for us, was the UNESCO one. So in terms of topics and activities, we divided the projects into the categories that you can see here. So intangible cultural heritage and identity narratives, study and the preservation of tangible cultural heritage, enhancement and dissemination of cultural and natural heritage, and the last one, innovation policies for the development of marginal areas. This is the way we were able to divide and actually filter and group basically all the projects we had. Now within the hub, we started developing micro-credentials. I'm sorry, I am aware that it's a lot of information for those of you who are new to this, but the micro-credentials are basically these units that students can take related to research. I'll give you just one example here, the social function of museums and the construction of Europe. And this is actually hosted by UNITA, Zaragoza in Spain. Among other projects we thought we could present today are the summer schools and winter schools that are planned. There is one again by UNITA in 2023. I think there was another one in Pau in winter, which was actually on mountain cultural heritage natural landscape. And there will be another summer school. There was a summer school this year also on crime fiction in Romance languages. So that was actually someone studying Spanish literature. Frederic, please, can we go to the next slide? Thank you. Okay, in terms of co-tutel, so the way we were lucky to have a few grants. So here are the three that have to do with cultural heritage. The first one is called Towards Building a Virtual UNITA Montis Museum, Enhancing and Mediating Historical Cultural Heritage in a Plurilingual Environment. And I am the one actually co-supervising with Silvia Firaldo from Torino. The second one is by Amandine Leport, and the subject is Managing Intangible Cultural Heritage, a comparative case study between the Pays de Béarn, which is in France, and Banat in Romania. And here you have again two supervisors, one from France, Patricia Energy-Casteret from UPPA, and Otilia Edison from UVT in Timișoara. The last one is on the circulation of religious literature between Italy and France in the 16th century, the case of the first French translation of Dante's Paradise. And here, it's something devoted to the manuscripts in Paris. The supervisors are Massimo Lucarelli from USMB, that is Savoie-Mont-Blanc in France, Chambéry, and Paola Cifarelli from Turin. Other activities we've been developing are these online presentations. We have a list. It hasn't started yet, but many of our colleagues volunteered. We are also trying to develop a forum. We would like it to be kind of dynamic, and I'm sure that because of all the time differences between us, it would be very convenient if we had some place like a digital platform in which we could post news about cultural heritage and call for papers and so on. So we're really looking forward for the technology to happen so we can actually implement that. We've been working, as we said, on micro-credentials, and this is just in progress. The last thing we could mention is this BEEP, which are the blended intensive programs. Now, these are programs meant to allow students to spend a short stay in one of the partner universities. It has to include virtual teaching as well as in-person teaching. So this is a very exciting opportunity, again, to collaborate. Projects we have in, Last and not least is actually the projects we're working on. We name Horizon 2022. We were delighted to see that quite a few of the projects that came out have a keyword, cultural heritage. It's a big theme, a European topic. So we are actually, we're hoping that, people are going to start writing after the exciting workshops we had in Turin. But there are smaller grants we're also looking at, and I'm sure there are other niche grants that we could probably work on together, such as the Marie Curie grants, for example. And finally, we're looking at local partnerships because, of course, the idea here is to use the network we have locally and try to expand it and open the existing partnerships to people outside of our home universities. And now you can go to the last slide. You're playing tricks on me. So, of course, this is very short. I'm aware that there's very little time. But if you have any questions, you're welcome to write to us. So you've got 3 addresses here. So you've got mine, you've got Jennifer's, of course. And then there is one last person that maybe you will catch a glimpse of if you can turn the camera on. Is Giovanna Handel, who is, there is no translation for her mission, but she's it's a very important role she has. She's chargée de mission scientifique. So she's here. She's also based in Po. And her job is to help the Cultural Heritage Hub, and she is a UNITA partner. I mean, she's been hired in order to help us develop research within the hubs. So you can write to any of the 3, to all 3, and I'd be delighted to answer any questions you may have. And welcome to you all. I hope we'll have future collaboration. Thank you, Frederic.
Thank you very much, Laurence. So now I will leave the floor to José María Frey from Zaragoza. José María is the director of the Hub for Circular Economy. So José María, the floor is all yours. Good afternoon.
Thank you, Frederic. Good afternoon or good morning to everyone. Yes. This is in the first slide. You can see the main information about the Circular Economy Hub. I'm currently the director. I'm chemist working in the University of Zaragoza. And the deputy director is Gabriela Mircha from the University of West Timisoara. The number of participants in the hub now in the task force is 14. And in the seminar that took place in Zaragoza last October, the attendance number was around 40 people. The number of inputs in the cartography is 119. I have put 4 plus because of the new participants from Brașov University in Romania. And I can say that our starting date was December of 2021, so 1 month later than the Cultural Heritage Hub. We are a little bit late. Next slide, please. This is the distribution of the subtopics in the cartography. We had some difficulties in doing the classification because circular economy is really a multidisciplinary field. So I have put here some of the disciplines that are involved in this hub, from social sciences such as law, economics, or sociology, to sciences such as chemistry, biotechnology, material science, or engineering. So it was difficult to find a simple classification, and we divided the circular economy subject in 5 subtopics: the socio-economic dimensions and impact assessments, the processes and technological solutions, waste recovery and recycling, products, uses and materials, and tools and supports that involve different disciplines, for example, education. Next slide, please. Regarding the topics and activities in the hub, there are currently 3 co-tutel working. One with the title Circular Economy Models in the European Union, a legal assessment from the perspective of the balance between consumers, awareness, and competition law, which is a co-tutel of the University of Po and the University of Timisoara. Another one is development of sustainable nanofibrous materials from bacterial polymers and bio-based waterborne latex. As you can see, the thematic is very different from the first one. So this gives you an idea about the broad scope of the circular economy subject. This thesis is in co-tutel of the University of Covilhã and the University of Po. And the last one is development of enabling technologies for general residual biomass valorization in a context of circular economy, which is more or less involving chemistry and engineering. And this is a co-tutel of the University of Savoie Mont Blanc and the University of Turin. Next, please. Other activities, as I said, we started 1 month late, and we are still thinking about which micro-credential will be suitable for the hub. But at least we have started to prepare a summer school about circular economy in agri-food industries for tackling climate change that in principle should take place in Covilhã in Portugal. There is another initiative under study about possible circular regions academy for entrepreneurs, researchers, policymakers, and companies. This is a very attractive project, but this is still under study. And next one, please. And finally, the contact of the director, myself, and the contact for the deputy director, Gabriela Mircha, in Timisoara. So if you have any question about the hub, about the possibilities, collaboration, etc., you are welcome to contact me or Gabriela. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, José María. Now we are going to speak about the hub in renewable energy. Unfortunately, neither Benoît Stutz, who is the director of the hub, or neither Antonio Cardoso, who is the deputy director of the hub, were available. But we are lucky to have with us Marcello Barrico from Re-UNITA, who is very involved in the hub and in the next summer school. And this is him who is going to give the presentation today about this hub. So I will give him the floor. Thank you very much, Marcello.
Yes, Frederic, could you hear me? It's okay?
Yes,
Okay,
perfect.
so welcome to everybody to Turin. Today is a sunny day, not yet snow. We are still waiting for the snow, but welcome to everybody, either from South America, from Africa. It's a really pleasure to have all of you and to meet all the good friends. Let me send the best regards from Benoît and Antonio, as Frederic was saying, and I'm happy to shortly present what we are doing on this subject on renewable energies. Actually, we set up the task force as the other hubs, and we are 19 people. And we met for the first time in Covia in October last year with 36 people. Previously, we already met in Chambéry just to organize everything. But the good news is that we have more than 100 people interested in the cartography. So it seems that this subject is of interest in the various universities here in the frame of UNITA. Okay, I am dealing, next slide please, I'm dealing with material science and technology, but talking about renewable energies, we decided to build up islands. We are talking on mountains, but we build up islands. But the main point was to build bridges between among the islands. So the idea was renewable energies have some very specific topic. We mentioned them like solar energy, geothermal energy, bioenergy, and hydropower. Of course, there is also the wind energy, but there were not so many competencies in the cartography, so we decided to leave this island by the moment empty. So all these islands are talking together, but the main point is renewable energies needs to be linked with the real life, so with a sort of integration of them with the standard activities. So we build up another island, rather big, that is related to how to store this energy, how to manage, how to integrate in the real life. But finally, we decided that there is a huge needs of understanding what are the social and economical impacts of the implementation of this transition, even including some legal and educational aspects. So build up another island that is devoted to this goal. But what I like to stress is that we would like to build bridges. So how to set up such a kind of environment? As Frederic was mentioning, there are basically micro-credentials. That is a way to do that. In this frame, we decided to start right now in 2022 with quite general micro-credentials. So the idea is to deliver to the students some general hints related to the renewable energies and their implementations. But in the future, the idea is to go to some a bit more specific, because of course each of the islands needs a very specific education. And as Frederic was mentioning, actually we are setting up the summer school that will be organized by our own in Turin in July this year. And of course the summer school will be an important step to build up bridges. I think we could move to the next slide, simply to say that there are already some activities, again, with some co-tutel. We have those that you can see in the slides in between Torino, in between Sauveur Mont Blanc and Zaragoza, and other universities are coming. If you just have a look to the titles, it seems that the solar energy is playing the main role. This is good. We are in the mountain. We have a lot of sun. But in the future, we like to extend such a kind of activities in different areas. So I was mentioning the summer school that is under organization, and the idea is to go further in this micro-credential activity. Let me just conclude to say that projects are developing. A lot of exchanges are running among the people in the frame of the hub, and I think this is the very main, one of the main goals of the UNITA projects as a whole. Of course, the idea is to develop and to extend such a kind of link to be able also to, let's say, promote such a kind of activity and implementation of renewables, even with companies, industry, territories, and so on, all the different goals of the UNITA project. I think that's it. Frederic, we could just leave the email of the people, and thank you very much to everybody.
Thank you very much, Marcello. So with your presentation, we are now close the general presentation of WP4 activities within UNITA. So maybe as a general summary, I would like to say that the first year was really devoted to the design and the creation of the hubs. Now all the 3 hubs are fully operational, and they start working and are undergoing some projects, the one that are associated to the deliverables that we need to send to European Commissions, because they are mandatory in the frame of the project of the European University, I will say. And but other are starting, and we are very we would like to welcome all of you in taking part in our activities. So thank you very much for your attention, and of course we are ready to answer your questions. Thank you.